Greetings lads and lasses, Lumar here, and today we're going to be discussing the ending of the recent God of War game and where the story could be heading in the future. Before we start on that topic, I just want to give a big thank you for everyone who supported me on my recent Marvel video. I was not expecting that to get more than a few dozen views, and it ended up getting about 7,500 by the time of this recording. I've been making videos on YouTube more as just like a hobby and for sort of a portfolio for any future editing jobs that I might want to get, but I'm actually enjoying making videos knowing that there's an audience like you wanting them. If I end up getting monetized and I keep growing, I'd be more than happy to do this more often, maybe get a Discord or a Patreon, something like that, to get more of a community feel going. I know that's a long time away from now, but still, it's the start of an idea basically. So yeah, thank you to everyone who subscribed and liked the video. My next video should be back on the Garbage Bag series. We'll be doing the second episode of the Halo TV show. I've been writing it for a while now, but I've had other videos I wanted to do, and when you're doing a scene by scene analysis video, especially on something this bad, it's very draining, you know, especially when it's an hour long as well. So it's on the way. Hopefully by the end of November it should be done, or early December. And yeah, with that, I hope you like this video as well. To start out, I do think that Ragnarok was a good game. It had a good story. Just like the previous game, there's a lot of strong character moments and world building present. And it told the story that I wanted to tell without ruining anything from the previous games. I do think there's some inconsistencies and contradictions in terms of what can and can't be. One aspect which we're going to get onto is how prophecy is apparently nothing set in stone, but then apparently the Jotunheim, they have prophecies as well, and they knew everything that was going to happen in these two games, so that's a bit muddled. There's stuff like that throughout the game, but apart from that, I liked it, I enjoyed it. So one of the major aspects of this game is the idea of prophecy, and how it's all just predictions based on who someone used to be and who they are now, and that any prophecy can be changed through the right actions.
There is no destiny, Puck.
The protagonists are speechless. They do not understand.
There is no grand design, no script. Only the choices you make. That your choices are so predictable merely make us seem prescient.
And through this we start to see a real big change in the character of Kratos. Now, Kratos in his youth was a bad person, even before the gods started to directly interfere with it. Being a Spartan warrior who had no problems going out to foreign lands and villages, slaughtering all he came across. He had a wife and child, and he was capable of giving great respect to those he believed deserved it, and he wasn't just a mindless rage monster, but he wasn't exactly nice either. In the original game, Kratos is mourning the death of his wife and child, and is pretty much an anti-hero at best, doing some horrific deeds in order to take revenge on Heir, the god who encouraged his viciousness in battle and led to the deaths of his family and their ashes being cursed to his skin. Ares also threatens to overthrow Zeus and claim Olympus as his own, which would have horrible effects on the land of Greece. So even if it isn't his primary focus, Kratos is still doing a good thing in his quest for vengeance. Then, in God of War 2, he becomes more of a anti-villain. He has a certain nobility to him, and he still has empathy for certain individuals like Athena, but as a god he mostly focuses on fighting and battle, threatening the landscape that the gods control, and when the gods feel he is out of control and needs to be killed, he is primarily focused on getting revenge against them, regardless of if his actions lead to the deaths of others. By God of War 3, even if you understand his sympathetic past, and he does have a few moments of kindness and respect in the story, he is definitely a villain by this point. He constantly focuses only on himself and revenge, regardless of the consequences or whether the people he's killing deserve to be killed. He kills a god for trying to defend his daughter. He uses the abused young sex slave kept by Poseidon to keep a door open, even though it's far too heavy for her and it's going to crush her to death. and he continues to kill the gods despite knowing that doing so will have disastrous consequences on Greece. By the time he has finished his quest for vengeance, he has the blood of thousands of innocent people on his hands. The power dynamics across Greece and the various afterlives have been damaged, and he has doomed the land of Greece to be an apocalyptic wasteland due to his god-killing antics, where no sunlight can pierce the sky, vast swaths of land have been covered by oceans, and the plant life is dying out. If the people of Greece can survive his actions, it would be a hard, difficult life, only being able to survive due to Kratos releasing hope into Greece. Having realised that his quest for vengeance was all for nothing, and seeking a new start away from the destruction he caused, he flees to Scandinavia, meeting a woman named Faye, and starting a new family, as seen in the 2018 game. However, after Faye dies, he is less focused on redeeming himself and more focused on staying hidden and teaching his son to be a fierce warrior, while also having the morality he himself lacked in his youth. A lack of morality that led to the destruction of Greece. But despite knowing the consequences of his actions and insisting that as gods he and Atreus must be better, he still goes through the different realms killing and slaughtering those that would attack him, even other gods, despite having no idea what the consequences could be. This leads into Ragnarok and his story arc throughout it. Kratos seeks out some oracles that he believes control fate, hoping to avert the final image he saw on a prophecy wall where he would die in Atreus' arms. The oracles, however, state that what they see isn't 100% accurate, and that they just look at all the information available and make very accurate conclusions. They say that Kratos will die because of who he is as a person, and highlights that even when fighting in self-defense, he still chooses to kill and destroy instead of offering mercy and forgiveness, and that is why he will die.
Your prophecy said he would die a needless death.
And he did. Because you could not let him go. Because he thirsted for revenge. And because you kill gods.
But what Kratos did, it was not out of hate.
Should I bring him a crown then? He still slays gods, but now he's sad about it? You are the sum of your choices, nothing more.
This is when we start to see a real change in Kratos, and he even admits that he should have had more responsibility with his powers. He could have used his divinity to help humanity and forge a better society, but instead he has chosen to wallow in self-pity and isolated himself, using self-defense as a justification to keep killing when he should have been better.
Return my son, or you may meet the god I once was.
And what kind of god is that, Kratos? What do you even know of godhood? In your lifetimes, has anyone ever worshipped you? Ever prayed to you? Can you even imagine that kind of love? No! You don't care about mortals. You don't care about anything beyond yourself. Beyond the monster who kills without cause.
And from this he stops trying to immediately go for the kill, initially refusing to kill Heimdall and desperately trying to talk Thor down when fighting would be easier. He starts trying to help the refugees escape from Ragnarok, and helps Freya and Sif forge a new society on Midgard for the realms to live in harmony. And now, after all this time, Kratos is starting to redeem his past actions, and he does this by helping to rebuild a society he himself nearly destroyed. Now, with this character arc, if this is the direction they are going with him, and Kratos is going to be a more active god working to help improve society, wouldn't it make sense for him to return to Greece? The damage done to Greece is his biggest crime, and afterwards he just left it without trying to sort out his mess. After the journey he went through in Ragnarok, maybe now he would be ready to face his past mistakes and try and rebuild the Greek world for the better? We didn't get an answer to what happened to every god or divine being in Greece. Perhaps one of them could try and seek vengeance against Kratos for ruining their homeland? Maybe in the absence of the gods, a new force is taking over his homeland and he has to liberate it? Considering that Freya and Mimir join him as companions in the post-game, perhaps they could accompany him on his journey. And just as Kratos was clueless in Scandinavia, and Freya and Mimir had to guide him, now is their turn to be amazed and confused by the mythology of Greece, with Kratos needing to guide them and offer them a nice perspective flip. Of course, I would love to see the game developers take the franchise in new and different directions. I know that Egypt and the Aztecs and stuff like that, those mythologies have already been asked for by the fans. And after seeing their interpretation of the Norse mythology, I would love to see that. However, based on the direction they took Kratos' character, a man seeking to use his divinity for the betterment of all and help rebuild societies, uniting the people, I feel like it would make sense that Kratos would go back to Greece and fix his mistakes. But yeah, wherever they take the story of the next game in however many years that's going to be, I'm sure it'll be just as great as this one, and they'll continue to build on the character arc of Kratos, and we'll see where it ends up in the future. But yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed it. Check out some of the other videos I've got. I mostly do reviews and media analysis, but there's a couple of funny moments and gameplay videos, stuff like that. And yeah, hopefully I will see you soon in the next video.